All right, let's dive into something that, on the surface, makes absolutely no sense. We've got a defense industry billionaire who's publicly cheering for a plan that would actually limit executive pay in his own field. It's a real head scratcher, and we're going to unpack it right now.
So yeah, that's the big question, isn't it? It feels completely backwards. A founder arguing for less money. To get to the bottom of this, we've got to look way past the headline and see the real strategy at play here. Okay, so let's get the basic facts on the table. We're talking about Palmer Luckey. He's the founder of the defense tech company Anduril Industries. And he's come out in support of Donald Trump's idea to put a cap on how much defense contractor execs can make each year. It's a really bold and, let's be honest, pretty weird stance for a guy in his position to take. So what's his reasoning? Well, here's what he said in his own words. He's basically making an argument for accountability. His point is, if your company is running on taxpayer money, well, then the public should have a say in setting the rules, especially if you're not delivering. It's a pretty powerful statement about public trust. Okay, so to really get why Lucky can say something like this without breaking a sweat, you have to understand the huge difference between salary and actual wealth. The real story is told in three totally different numbers, and this is where it all starts to click. First, let's look at this number, 100 grand. Now, Lucky himself says this is what he takes home as his official salary every year from Anduril. For a guy running a company this big, that's basically nothing.
Okay, now for the second number, $5 million. This is the proposed pay cap we've been talking about. So you can see his salary is 50 times smaller than this proposed limit. This cap, it wouldn't touch his personal paycheck at all, not even close. And that brings us to the big one, the number that changes everything, $30.5 billion. That's what investors think his company, Anduril, is worth. And this, right here, is the key that unlocks this whole story. So here it is, the whole twist. See, Palmer Luckey's real fortune has almost nothing to do with his salary. It's all about his equity, his ownership stake in this massive, multi-billion-dollar company. The value of that stock is where his financial interests really are, which makes that $100,000 salary pretty much symbolic. Now that we know where the money is, let's talk about the company itself. Because to really get the strategy here, you've got to understand that Anduril is not your granddad's defense contractor. It was built to be different from the ground up. So at the very core of everything Anduril does is this software platform called Lattice. Think of it as the AI brain that links up all their different pieces of hardware. It pulls in data from all these autonomous systems and creates one single unified picture for commanders to look at. This software-first mindset is everything to them. So what's this brain controlling? Well, a whole arsenal of super advanced autonomous hardware. We're talking intelligent drones, unmanned subs, crazy smart sensor networks. All of it is what you'd call software-defined, which is just a fancy way of saying they can be updated and get better on the fly, just like updating an app on your phone. And this is where we see the huge strategic difference start to emerge. Look, Anduril isn't just about building new toys. They're trying to write a whole new playbook for how defense tech even gets made and put into the field. And you can see that contrast right here. On one side, you've got the old school model. It's all about the hardware, and it takes forever to develop anything. On the other side, you've got Anduril's model. Software is king, and everything is about moving fast and being adaptable. It's a page ripped straight out of the Silicon Valley playbook. Yeah, probably the easiest way to wrap your head around it is this. Anduril acts way more like a hotshot Silicon Valley software firm than it does a traditional old-school factory. Their real value is in their code, their AI, and just how fast they can innovate. All right, so now we can put it all together. Luckey backing these pay caps? It's not just him sharing an opinion, oh no. It is a brilliant, calculated move that shines a massive spotlight on his company's strengths and his competitors' weaknesses. By getting behind this idea, Luckey is drawing a huge line in the sand. He's basically saying, hey, look at us. Our value comes from our game-changing tech and our growing stock price, not from lining our executives' pockets with huge salaries. It's a clever jab at the old guard, right? At the end of the day, this is all about positioning. This whole thing helps paint Anduril as the agile, modern, super efficient new kid on the block. It's a signal to the government, to investors, that they are a totally different kind of company. One that's all about lightning-fast innovation, not old-school paychecks. So, all of this leaves us with a much bigger question, doesn't it? Palmer Luckey is betting the farm that the answer to that question is a resounding yes. His entire company, this whole public stance, it's all built on this one core belief that the future of defense belongs to these fast, software-first companies. And the real question for all of us is he right? Is this the new blueprint for national security?